Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a Met Gala look from Cardi B. That is one of the makeup looks that stood out to me, and it's been known I did a good green eye look. Let's get into it. The brows, you know she loves a good straight brow. For this look I noticed there was a bit of a curve at the end of her brows, but it was high up, so I'm going to try to imitate that. I'm using the Polar Beauty brow pencil. It's a Nigerian brand. Just a slight curve at the end. Yeah, very slight. I'm highlighting using my Fenty Beauty concealer in 385W. I'm going to use that to highlight the brow bone because I want the brow bone standing out. And for the beginning and ends, I'll use a darker concealer. I'm going to use my MAC concealer palette in this shade, just because those areas do not need lots of highlights. I'll just apply the concealer to my lid to prep for eyeshadow. I'll blend, just tap it lightly so you don't blend away all the concealer. I feel like I already have the look just looking at my eyebrows. I'm going to set it with a translucent powder. Just dust it off. I'm using the Laura Mercier translucent just to set especially my brow bone, because the eyeshadow most likely will not touch that area. So I'm moving to eyeshadow. I'm starting with the V Beauty Take Me Home palette. I'm going into this green shade. From the photos, I can see that the eyeshadow look was quite simple, nothing too dramatic. So I'm just going to apply this to my crease, focusing more to the outer corner of my eye and bring it in. Then I'll just keep doing the same thing until I'm satisfied with the intensity. So I layered this about 5 times. I don't want to go too intense with the eyeshadow, as I don't think hers was so intense. So I'm going in with a clear brush just to blend out the edges of that. Now I'm going to go into a smaller blending brush into the black. I saw that the outside part of her eye was a bit smoked out, so I'm just going to apply a little bit of black just to the outer corner here and just drag it out. Now I layered this about 3 times. I'm going back in with the empty blending brush and just blend out the edges there. Now for the inner part of the eye, I'm going to go in with a flat brush into a lighter green shade. I'll just apply this to my eyelid. Just tap it on. Now I'm going into my liner. I'm using the House Labs liner. I saw that she gave a really winged liner. For the waterline, I'm going in with this green liner from Wonder Skin. It's the long wear eyeliner in the shade Pine. I'm going to apply this to the waterline. The skin work was not so heavy because it's a red carpet glam or a blue carpet glam. So I'm going to be starting with my concealer. I'm using the HMB Cosmetics Airbrush Concealer in SF4C. I want to underpaint because of my eyeshadow, just to clean up that liner. I'm going to apply my concealer here and here. My blender to blend, of course, but before I blend, I'm going to tap in some of the product I want to blend. That is the concealer now, before I then go ahead to blend it out. This is because if I go straight with my blender into my skin, it's going to take away most of the product. But once I do that, it will actually blend it in rather than taking away most product. While we let the under eye get tacky, I'm going to go into my bronzer. I'm using the Fenty Beauty bronzer in Espresso, and just apply this here and here and here as well, and here and here. On my A58 brush from the Morphe and Ariel set, I'll just blend this. Blend the nose as well. I'll blend the jaw. I'm going to go in with the bronzer to my forehead. For the blush, I swore that she went with something very natural. So I'm going in with my Patrick Ta blush in Oh She's Different. Just a little above the bronzer, upward, and into my temple bit. Then my nose. I'm going to go back into the under eye. I'll just, from the edges, blend out the concealer first, like this, and then go inward. I'm going with my concealer brush because I see that the edges of that wing liner was very sharp, so I'm just going in with my concealer brush to sharpen it a bit. I'm going to go into my nose now that the concealer is blended out. For foundation, I'm going in with the Younger Beauty foundation. Because I've underpainted, I don't need a lot of foundation. I'm going to use like one drop. Actually, I might use less than that, but let's see. I'm going in with my A24 brush for foundation. Blend it and focus it majorly to this lower part because we don't have any product there yet. So this is the area you want to focus the majority of the foundation to. So I'm going to take the remnants and just brush it over the bronzer. I'm going in with the remnants over the edges of this highlight and the bronzer so it diffuses that away. I'm going to go over this. I'm going back with my bronzer brush into my nose to diffuse this bronzer I just applied. I'm going in with my Huda Beauty banana bread powder to set because I want a powder that is closer to my skin tone and looks more natural, but again it's a red carpet glam and we don't want to do too much. Now I'm not going to bake, I'm going to skip that. However, I'm going to add another layer of powder underneath my eye just so it sets properly. Yeah. I'm going with my A3.2 brush into my Juvia's Place bronzer in the shade Deep Dark. I'm just going to use this to set all the areas I applied cream bronzer. Yeah. Forehead. Yeah, well. Yeah. I'm using the remnants to the chin because this area doesn't need too much bronzing. My A21 brush into my MAC Studio Fix powder in NC43. This powder is a bit lighter than me. That's why I use the darker foundation because it's gonna balance it out. Makeup mask. So I'm just gonna apply this here all over the face. And I'm focusing immediately to my lower area because that's the part that I have not set at all. I'm gonna use the remnants over my bronzer just so it does not cover up the entire thing that we just did there. Take some to the middle here. Spread the remnants to the side so it does not cover the bronzer. Just bronze up my nose a bit. For the under eye, I'm going back into my green eyeshadow and I'm just gonna smoke out that under eye. I'm going to be using a lashes that has a bit of a thickness to the end because that's what I noticed with her lashes. So these are like two lashes joined together. I just attached more to the ends of my lashes. I just kind of lifted my eye a bit with my lashes. For her lip, I think she used like kind of a pinky nude in between and a brown liner, but a lighter one. So we're going to use this brown liner. Massify the edges first. I don't think I have the exact tone she used in between, so I'm going to use this my Revolution Pout Bomb in the shade Candy. The gemstone, I'm using the that I randomly got in the market. I'm just gonna use my lash glue. Yeah. Going in with my A22 brush into the powder blush. I want my blush to look a bit more natural. Applying it into the temple and on my cheekbone, then on my nose. I'm just going with my under eye brush. And just press in the powder. Using my Maybelline setting spray. For highlights, going into the TM Essential highlighter in Obsess. I like a good dewy highlighter because it gives more natural. I'm gonna apply this upward and then into my temple. I'll take some to the nose as well. And this, my friends, is the full Cardi Glam. If you watched till the end, leave a green heart in the comments and let me know what you think about this glam. Did I kill it or not? Thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.